What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video where we're talking about Wuthering Waves and how I have to admit something. I have changed my feelings on Verina a little. Just a little. I know what some of you are going to say, Connor, you were hating on Verina so much on the pre-release of the game. You were going in so hard on this character. You hated this character. And look, a lot of that is still true. I'm not going to lie. I still am not a huge fan of Verina's design. And while the story made me enjoy her a little bit more, you know, she's very cute, very cutesy. I can see why some people like this character. I still don't love her design. I would still rather be running around the map with Yin Lin, and don't worry, I will be as soon as her banner goes live. But I'm not huge on Verina's design, but she was the 5-star I got on my account. I have yet to get another one, and so this is what we're stuck with. And I will say, when I first got Verina, I was incredibly disappointed. I'm serious. And I know it's not from a meta perspective. A lot of people have been hyping up Verina's utility when it comes to her ability to amplify basically any team in Wuthering Waves. She basically has like an all damage buff on her outro skill for whatever character comes in next, which is huge and is super helpful for a character like Donjin, who is my current main on my account. I love Donjin's playstyle. I love her complexity. I love the combos that you can use with her, and her damage output is insane. It's actually insane, especially on her ultimate as well. If you can trigger everything correctly, she is great. But Verina has definitely become more of a comfort character on the team, because if you have some skill issue with Donjin, if you have some skill issue trying to play on that lower life end of the spectrum, which is exactly what you do, it's high risk, high reward gameplay with Donjin. If you end up messing up, take a couple extra hits, you're not able to kind of safely get into your combo, you can always emergency switch back to Verina, get a little bit of extra health, you keep your charge on your forte, that bar along the bottom, and then you can dive back in and keep going in the combat. So it definitely makes a lot of the combat a lot easier with getting the health back and getting an insane damage buff. And so there's definitely a quality of life experience there. And that was something that at first I was like, you know what, I went from not liking Verina at all to definitely appreciating Verina a lot more on my account because of the main DPS I wanted to use. However, I think in a way it's holding me back. And what I mean by that, and this is why I still have mixed feelings on Verina, is because, well, yes, Verina's become a little bit more of a comfort character, definitely a character I can rely on for that attack buff and for the healing that makes her a little bit easier to make it through the game and make it through some of these boss fights. I feel like it's hurting my ability to increase my skill because I'm not willing to just throw myself at the wall and see what sticks. Like you with Dark Souls, you know, you go into a boss over and over and over again. You need to learn the attack patterns to finally beat the boss and win. I don't have to do that because I have Verina. In many ways, Verina does trivialize a lot of that combat. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not an absolute god tier gamer. Yes, I do still die sometimes. If you've been tuning into my Twitch, you know, twitch.tv/Connor's Thoughts, which we are still streaming every day of the launch of this game, I do still die on occasion, even with Donjin, because you know what? Misinputs happen. It was a misinput! It was a misinput! Calm down! Happens all the time, okay? It happens to us all. It even happens to big bro Steparu from time to time, okay? We're not all perfect. Nobody's nerfect, okay? So yes, I do still die even with Verina on my team. But I do think part of my barrier for learning that is going to be Verina. So at times, I'm probably going to still just take Verina out of my team. So it pushes me to have to learn more of the skill of the game and learn more of the mechanics. Because I gotta say, more satisfaction comes from this game the more you can increase your skill. At least it does for me. When I can go into Crownless now and I can parry 6-7 times in a row, which I know some competitive players may hear and be like, yeah, Connor, that's normal. Like, you should be able to do that. Well, look, when I do that, the feeling you get from having your Donjin at 40 HP and you're parrying over and over again, knowing that if you miss one of these parries, you're about to be one shot and die, and you manage to land them all, to go into your forte, to do an insane combo and follow it up by your ultimate is absolutely insane. The satisfaction you get from being able to pull that combo off on bosses that are going to one-tap you brings such a degree of excitement to the combat of the game that makes me want to use Verina less, so I feel like I can experience that more. Now, I'm not saying don't use Verina. I'm not saying you shouldn't use Verina. But I'm saying I might have to back off. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I do feel like she is like handicapping my skill progression a little bit within the game, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you find that there are characters that are doing that? Do you find there are characters that are kind of holding you back in a weird way? I know it's happening more specifically with Donjin because Donjin is very much a high skill cap character because her ability does, just using her skill does decrease her health. So you are basically always playing at low HP. But man, when you're on that razor's edge, when you're on the edge of that knife, knowing that you're one mistake away from losing it all, and the boss is like almost dead, like that gives like such a thrill. And maybe I'm a little bit off base on that because like I'm coming from a more like competitive angle. And I know some people might want to come for more from like a casual or comfort angle. Maybe we got our echo collectors out there that, you know, you want to use them because Verina's cute and you want to use Verina to just go around and farm echoes because you like Verina. She's cute. Okay, whatever. But for me, I think it's kind of holding me back. So with all that being said, I've changed my tune on Verina. I don't hate Verina as much as I used to because I find some of her utility and her comfort, especially paired on a team with Danjin, to be something that is very helpful and very productive for my account. But I still don't like her design. I still don't want to run around as a short character, okay? Like I said, I stand by it. I was a big fan of Vera Garnet, Vera Rosen in Punishing Grey Raven. You OGs know Vera's dogs bark bark.
I wonder how
I'm still a fan of that kind of character, and so I'm still going to prefer Yinlin way more when she shows up. Although, who knows? You need multiple teams eventually when you're wanting to clear Tower of Adversity or you want to clear these endgame game modes. So, I mean, I'm probably still going to end up using Verina at some point or another as one of my heavily invested characters. You know, even if she doesn't fit on the Lightning team with Vera or with Yinlin or with Calcharo. Is it Calcharo or Calcharo? I don't know. Leave me in the comments down below. I have been wrestling with that for literal days at this point because I feel like I flip-flopped. He was Kakarot and he's Calcharo. I don't know. I'm just rambling now at this point. I just had to get a little bit of that off my chest because I know some people are going to say, Connor, you're using Verina. Excuse me, you said you hated Verina. Look, I still don't like her. I'm sorry. I had to get all this off my chest. That's going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you're watching this video when it comes out, there's a good chance I'm currently live on twitch.tv/ConnorsThoughts, so make sure to come tune in. We're still on that Wuthering Waves grind, baby. Still on that Wuthering Waves grind. The subathon may be over, but the Wuthering Waves grind is not. So, shout out to all the patrons who support me and what I do here. Shout out to all the subscribers on Twitch who signed up. We're on our journey to full-time, baby. Let's check that out. All right, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.